The other thing is he doesn't fire people. He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You'd pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put them there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with the Afghanistan horror show, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. He didn't fire. Did you fire anybody? Did you fire anybody that's on the border that's allowed us to have the worst border in the history of the world? Did anybody get fired for allowing 18 million people, many from prisons, many from mental institutions? Did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed?
Down goes Cheatle. So the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheatle, is finally getting the hell out of Dodge because she couldn't take the pressure. She oversaw the biggest national security disaster since 9/11, probably over 20 years. And it's been over 40 years since our president has been shot, and it happened on her watch. She didn't want to resign, but after a lot of public pressure, the House Republicans being all over her, even some of the Democrats giving her a hard time, she finally decided to put in her resignation letter. She's going out kicking and screaming, but she's going to go out. She's probably going to get some type of golden parachute, kind of like Fauci did. We saw Fauci oversee an epic disaster, and he ran off into the sunset with millions and millions of dollars. So she's going to ride off into the sunset too. But we're going to look at this letter here from NPR. Secret Service Director resigns in wake of Trump assassination attempt. Horrific, completely horrific by this director. The fact that she had to be subpoenaed to Congress. She refused to show up voluntarily, so they had to force her to show up to answer questions that she didn't want to answer. She sat there at the hearing over the last couple of days, dodging questions. Oh, ask the FBI, ask local police. I don't know. We need to write up a report. Oh, I need to talk to my people. I know it's been a week and a half, but I don't know anything. I don't want to answer most of your questions because of reasons. So let's get into this here. U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle. Is it Cheatle or is it Cheatle? Resigned from her job, according to a statement released by the White House. President Biden thanked Cheatle. Here we go again with these Biden statements. Didn't they have to fly from Vegas to Johns Hopkins in Maryland at blistering speed because Joe Biden was having some type of medical emergency? They claimed there was COVID. Now Biden is incapacitated, allegedly. We haven't seen him in days, but word is that he's incapacitated. He's out of it. We saw Kamala with him when they did their recording of Biden, claiming that it was actually Biden, but that's a different video. I'm getting off track here because they keep putting out all these statements. I don't know who the hell is putting out all these statements in Biden's name. It should be illegal. People putting out statements saying that it's a statement from Biden. People tweeting on Biden's account as if it's him tweeting. And we all know damn well that Joe Biden is not tweeting anything. Should be illegal. But again, I'm getting into a rabbit hole. Biden thanked Cheatle for her service, saying she has selflessly dedicated and risked her life to protect our nation throughout her career in the United States Secret Service. Biden cited the work of an independent review commission that was launched this weekend to investigate the assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump in Butler, PA on July 13th. So I don't like this. I don't know who the hell Joe Biden or his handlers are putting in this review committee or this review commission. Then they're saying the FBI is doing an investigation. The Secret Service is investigating itself. No, we can't trust anybody in these organizations. Can't trust the Department of Homeland Security at all. The FBI, hell no, we don't trust these people. They cannot investigate themselves. We need a non-government organization to do an independent investigation. Completely open, completely transparent. We need to see everything. Because when the government investigates itself, they lie, they run cover-ups, just like C-19 to this day. It's a lot of information that we don't know about. We can go back to the Kennedy assassination, 60-some years ago? They still won't tell us what the hell happened. That's why we got to speculate. Was it the CIA? Was it some lone gunman? Probably the CIA. But when the feds investigate themselves, they lie to us and they run cover-ups. The independent review to get to the bottom of what happened on July 13th continues, and I look forward to assessing its conclusion. The statement reads, "We all know what happened that day can never happen again. As soon as we move forward, I wish Kim the best, and I will plan to appoint a new director." So, yeah, he didn't write this. I don't know who the hell wrote this, but somebody is lying saying that they're the president. And it's disgusting, completely disgusting. The founding fathers rolling over in their graves watching crap like this. Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, yeah, another disaster selection by Joe Biden or his handlers, because he's already been impeached for the disaster at the border. All types of drugs pouring in. How many Americans? Over 100,000 Americans a year die from fentanyl, most of it coming from the southern border. Oversaw by Alejandro Mayorkas. All these illegal immigrants they're letting in to vote in the election and suck up resources from American citizens. Alejandro Mayorkas is a disaster. So I can see we have a pattern here. Joe Biden is a disaster. His VP is a disaster. His Secretary of Homeland Security is a disaster. The Secret Service Director is a woke DEI disaster. So, wow, we have a pattern of trash leadership going on in the country. Alejandro Mayorkas also thanked Cheatle for her service. Over the past 2 years, she has led the Secret Service with skill, honor, integrity, and tireless dedication. Skill. If you call getting the president shot a skill, or former president, I'm going to call him president. I know the left doesn't like to call him president, but I'm going to call him president. If your skill is getting the president shot, if your skill is Donald Trump's brains literally almost being blown out in front of the entire world, your skills are trash. Honor and integrity, the fact that they had to subpoena her. She refused to go to Congress. She had to be forced to go answer questions. Then she gets in there, starts dodging all these questions. Oh, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. What integrity are you talking about? I mean, unless she's dedicated, she's working for the deep state, the people who want Trump to die. If her true job is for him, and she's just a front man as the director of the Secret Service to actually assassinate Trump, okay, she has good skills if she's dedicated to them. But as far as protecting Trump, she's trash. There are a lot of problems going on. The fact that she comes in talking about, oh, we need diversity, equity, and inclusion, and now she's lying saying she never said that. We got her on tape talking about the Secret Service need to have 30% women. When you have large men like Trump, you have 5'2" women protecting him. Dumb decision, but you got skills. You're tirelessly dedicated to the job. Please. But we see her get out of the truck, the Secret Service truck, and she got gigantic brute men protecting her, but she sends the 5'2" women to guard Trump. She is deeply respected by the men and women of the agency and by her fellow leaders in the Department of Homeland Security. I am proud to have worked with Director Cheatle, and we are all grateful for her service. Yeah, this is just lip service because we all know her job was trash. This is just platitudes. Just like right now when Joe Biden is dropping out of the race, they're giving him all these platitudes. Oh, he's such a hero, such a good president, blah, blah, blah. Meaningless words. They're just giving her pats on the back, just like her. She did a trash job. And even a trash leader, her boss, the Mayorkas, he's just saying all this, but he's doing a terrible job himself. Cheatle's resignation comes a day after she testified before the House Oversight Committee, where she faced criticism from both Democrats and Republicans for not being fully able to answer their questions about the assassination attempt. The Secret Service's sole mission is to protect our nation's leaders. On July 13th, we failed, Cheatle said at the hearing. As director of the United States Secret Service, I take full responsibility for any security lapse. Yeah, you should, but you see how they clipped out this statement here? The hearing itself is several hours long. So just reading it like this is why we're going to get into some video clips in a second. Because just reading it like this makes it seem like she was actually accountable. But when you actually watch the hearing, you get the vibe of it. She was extremely dodgy. So many questions. Oh, I don't know. Oh, we need to do a report. Oh, we're investigating this. Oh, I need to ask the FBI. She kept deferring to the FBI. 1,000 times she deferred to the FBI and also to local police. Oh, I don't know this. I don't know this. Maybe this, maybe this. I haven't talked to my team. I have talked to my team. She's contradicting herself, deferring to the FBI. So this is the right decision by her to get the hell out of Dodge, because what she did is unforgivable. You have a job where you got to be 100% accurate on your job all the time. You cannot have a lapse, because when you mess up, horrible things happen. And it could have been way worse had Trump not turned his head. The hearing featured members on both sides of the aisle expressing frustration over Cheatle's testimony, in which she didn't give clear answers on how the shooter was able to get onto a nearby rooftop with a clear line of sight of the former president. The American people have questions. They deserve answers. Congress deserves answers, said House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer from Kentucky. You were subpoenaed today to provide answers, and ma'am, you did not do that. So we're going to get into some video clips, some short clips, because if we showed everything, like I said, the video would be hours long. So we're just going to get some short excerpts to get a vibe, a feel of how this hearing was going, how some of these Republicans, Lauren Boebert, Byron Donalds, gave her a piece of their mind, how they were grilling her. And I also want to mention Jasmine Crockett, that woke ghetto congresswoman from Texas, the one with the gigantic eyelashes, who got into it with Marjorie Taylor Greene recently, who made homophobic slurs against Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was actually saying, well, the only reason why this guy slipped into the cracks like this and was able to crawl onto the rooftop was because he's white. See, if it was a black man, Secret Service would have hemmed him up. He came in with a rangefinder. He had a drone. See, y'all let him get away with it because he's white. Yeah, that's right. The man had a drone in Trump's airspace. And Secret Service didn't know about this. They couldn't spot that. We don't know. But she's saying y'all only let him get away with it because he's a white man. She wanted to throw race in. And she and Secret Service director, they kind of have the same mindset with this whole DEI theme. Black this, black that, all that crap. But we're not going to look at her clips. We're just going to look at Byron Donalds actually heard some very important questions and the thoughts and opinions and some of the questions from Lauren Boebert. So let's take a look at these clips.
Again, I'm pulling those reports and that information.
It's been 9 days, Madam Director. Did they notice a rooftop 150 yards away that was a potential threat, yes or no?
I am certain that the rooftop was noticed. I am pulling the reports. I am waiting to hear what the results of the investigation were so that I can identify where the failure was.
Because I'm quite sure somebody saw under your organization, the Secret Service, I am quite sure somebody saw the shooter on the roof. So what was the communication through the chain of command to deal with said person?
What I can tell you is that when the individual was identified by the counter sniper, they took one shot and neutralized that individual.
But that was after the shooter already took a shot, is that correct?
That is correct.
So what you're saying now is that the Secret Service did not see the shooter on the roof until after the shooter took a shot?
I do not have all of those details at this time.
If you don't have those details after 9 days, Director, then what you're telling me is that you guys didn't see it. Is that correct?
I am telling you I don't have all the details of the sequence at this time.
Director, it's been 9 days. Either you have the information or you do not. Is that correct?
We are still in the process of conducting interviews and an investigation.
We need to know if he was given an order to hold fire. Now, it's you've excused the roof of being unmanned because of the slope of the roof. Do you continue to assert the slope of the roof as a credible reason for leaving this position undefended?
First, I'll go back and correct that there was no order to hold fire. Our agents and officers have the ability to neutralize a threat at the time
so you
that
don't
they
know,
see it.
I'm sorry, you don't know the communication that was taking place or how long he had him in his sights because you haven't spoke to him, but you do know that there was no order to hold fire.
I can tell you the way that our personnel are trained. They are trained on the use of force scale that when they see a threat, they are authorized to neutralize that threat. They don't have to ask for permission.
You excuse the roof being unmanned because of the slope. Do you stand by that assertion?
The roof was not covered with an individual on it because there was overwatch provided.
Apparently not. No, there was no overwatch provided. This is very evident. President Trump was shot. A man died. There was no oversight provided. I find this rather maddening, especially now knowing that you do have answers from the FBI, who you have been passing the buck to this entire hearing, not answering a congressional hearing, members of Congress, while you are under oath and under a subpoena. I find it maddening that the director, that our country has come centimeters away from oblivion under your watch. You have answers. You are refusing to give those to us. directing us to the FBI, and this entire thing is a waste of time. You are responsible for the loss of a life and the shooting that took place on President Trump. You do need to resign. This is bipartisan. You need to be fired. You do not need to hold this position. You are not the best for this job. I am over my time, but I cannot tolerate your watch any longer, and I'm going to continue to call daily for you to be removed from your position, ma'am.
That was great from them grilling her, and they were absolutely right. She needed to be out of there. She should have been fired immediately. Like I just mentioned, the FBI saying there was a drone. There was a water tower nearby, unsecured. The shooter came in with a rangefinder. They said it was a golf rangefinder. This guy had a rifle unassembled, was able to climb a ladder, low crawl on the roof, assemble the rifle, and take multiple shots without Secret Service knowing, or did they know? Because again, if you look at some of the questions they raise about how this happened, she keeps saying, well, I don't know. Oh, we're investigating. Oh, you need to ask the FBI. So did the sniper see the man the whole time? We don't know. How did he low crawl on the roof without being spotted? We don't know. The slope roof BS nonsense, we still are in the dark on this because this woman refuses to give direct, clear answers. So what they're telling us is a 20-year-old outsmarted the alleged greatest security team, protective security team on the planet. Multi-million-dollar, probably billion-dollar, I don't know their budget, but large organization was outsmarted by a 20-year-old. He was a lone wolf, as the FBI is saying. Nothing to see here. He was all by himself. Don't ask too many questions. Let's not look too deep into it. Or was it an inside job? A lot of people are speculating this is an inside job. Cheatle, probably some of the command team over there, told the Secret Service to stand down, and they allowed the man to crawl on the roof. The fact that you have a drone in Trump's airspace, the fact that they label him suspicious as a suspicious person over an hour before he actually shot Trump, and was still able to walk freely there and climb a roof. Very suspicious. There are so many failures going on that it starts to get into the realm of intentional. A drone, you see the sniper, the guy, allegedly the sniper wasn't given word to take the shot, but now Cheatle is coming back saying, well, he could have shot. So much suspicious crap going on. We don't know if it was a failure of epic proportions or if it was intentional. We're still in the dark, but yeah, she's out of here. And the House did the right thing because I said that same day, she needs to be dragged in there and they all need to be held accountable. Not just her. We need to subpoena probably people from the FAA, ask them about how the drone was over there. We need to subpoena people who were on the ground there. We need to subpoena whoever was involved in this, whoever had a hand at all. They're talking about the shooter, whatever the hell his name is. I really don't care who he is because he's just a front man. They say he was in contact with people overseas. So what the hell is going on? But let me know what you guys think about this. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.